Yesterday in Belarus was once again the organized self-reappointment event, the one that we cannot call elections or any other that would remind us democratic procedures and democratic institutions. Today we have to reiterate our policies towards Belarus, and that is keeping pressure on the regime because of the constant human rights violations, because of the limiting the rights of the political opposition, and also of the hostilities towards journalists and political opposition. More than 1,200 people are still kept as political prisoners, and it's in 21st century and in Europe happening right now. So we have to continue supporting democratic Belarus, supporting the leadership of democratic Belarus, and keeping the pressure on the regime. That is also the military backyard of Russia. We cannot forget that Belarus played its role in Russia's illegal aggression against Ukraine. And for that, Belarus must also, and its leadership, be kept responsible. We urge our European friends, our European Union member states, to support Lithuania's referrals of crimes against humanity to International Criminal Court. This is the right thing to do. We are 1 month from 3 years commemoration of the war against Ukraine, and it's a time today to say that we failed with our support to Ukraine being sufficient for Ukraine to prevail. We have to learn this lesson for the future, and we have to keep with the support, military and financial and economic, to Ukraine to make Ukraine stronger. Stronger Ukraine means better chances for us to preserve the peace for Europe that would be the long-lasting and sustainable. This is also another occasion for us to talk about the continued pressure on Russia's war machine. 16th package of sanctions has to be prepared. It has to be strong. It has to include the energy resources, LNG. Also, we have to address the other capabilities of Russia to keep itself on track. It means we have to target oil and oil products exports, and it's the products as such, and also the shadow fleet that is used also for the hybrid activities in the Baltic Sea. The second line of the pressure to Russia has to be with the immobilized assets. Lithuania's legal advice on this issue is that we have the legal way forward. We analyze the issue thoroughly, and our approach is that Russia is in a breach with international law. It means that international community has the right to use the countermeasures against those activities. And one of those would be the seizure of the immobilized assets. So we are looking forward to the discussion on it. On hybrid threats, the very recent events in the Baltic Sea, the events of yesterday in the Baltic Sea, shows us that the number of those accidents there are too many for for us to call those just coincidence. It's in 1 year 4 accidents like this, and we have to first go and investigate them deeply and to see whether they were and what state actors were behind, respond in the way as we should, and also to talk about and we will discuss it today, about the further measures that are needed to monitor the situation in the Baltic Sea, also in preventing it and in responding it. So one of it was already in place, that was increased naval presence, but it's not enough, and there is also a role for EU. So I'm looking forward today to discuss with my colleagues what would be the EU hybrid strategy, what is in our hands in the way of tools. So those 3 topics are really important for us today, and I'm looking forward to the discussions.
On Georgia, also on agenda, what's your position, your country's position?